In this video, I'm going to show you how I created a trading bot from scratch, step by step, just using AI. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So as you know, in the last couple of years, AI got very advanced, and now it can code trading bots without any problem. So in this video, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be using Claude AI for this job. Claude AI is the same as GPT or Gemini. It's just, in my opinion, the best there is when it comes to coding tasks. One thing to be careful is that it's not really an unlimited free tier, as it is case with some other AI tools. So be careful with the amount of messages that you send to it, but it's gonna be enough even if you're on a free tier for this job that we have today. So before we start, make sure that you open the Google Drive link that we have in the description down below. It's gonna contain all the prompts that I'm gonna be using throughout this process, and it is very important to use the same prompts in order to get the same results. So there's a link below, open it, get it ready, and then we can start. So as you will see, there are gonna be two prompts. One is the trading bot prompt and the other is the fundamentals prompt. We're gonna talk about this one later. The trading bot prompt is what's important now and what's like the main topic of this video. So go ahead and open Claude.ai. You can just type in Claude and the first thing that pops up, that's the website we're going to be using. You are going to open a new chat, and here we're going to do our magic. So now let's go and copy all the trading bot, the whole trading bot prompt, and go and paste it right here. Click enter and it's gonna start working. So while it works, I want to explain to you what the strategy is gonna be and what we actually asked it to do. So the strategy has two parts. One is the fundamentals part, that's something we're gonna talk about later, and the technicals part. The technicals part is how the strategy works. So when do we enter a buy, when do we enter a sell? So there are two things there. One is confirming the trend. So we just want to make sure if we're opening buys, we're in a bullish trend. How do we do that? It's very simple. We use the 50 and 200 EMA, very popular way to confirm the trend. So right here, you can see on TradingView, I'm going to show you the strategy. Like here's the 50 EMA, here's the 200. If they're one above another for like 10, 15 candles, it's going to be a parameter. Then we're sure, okay, we're in a solid bullish trend, so we can take buys. Vice versa, if they're going down, then we can take sells. If they're crossing each other and not sure really, then we're just staying out of it because it's probably some consolidation and we don't want to lose our money trading these bad setups. Okay, so now let's talk about the entries. I believe that you need to capture trends in order to make some real profits in trading. So that's why I want to capture the trend and ride it as much as possible. So in order to capture the trend, when we confirmed it with the moving averages, we need to see some momentum. So if we want to enter the buy, we want to see momentum in the buy side. Or if we want to sell, we want to see momentum in the bearish traders. So here the actual entry is going to be fairly simple. So we're in a downtrend here. As you can see, the moving averages are going down. And what we're going to do is we're going to find these retracements. So these retracements are what makes a swing low. Okay, so swing low is defined by having a candle on the left, which is with a higher low, and candle on the right with a higher low. So this will be a swing low. It's gonna be broken right here. Also, this right here is a swing low. So there's one more right here. So what I wait for is for price to break this swing low, which shows selling pressure. So now, when that happens, as you can see here, price continues down and we can capture a nice trend. So this is something very recent. We're going to see how this is going to develop, but already this right here is like 250 pips, which is a very big move. So first is we check the trend, we use moving averages for that. Second, we check the swing lows and we wait for price to break them, okay? Or the swing highs in case of bullish trades or buys. So let's try to find some of these. So for example, here we're in a bullish trend. You can see here there is the swing low, the swing high, I'm sorry, and here it gets broken and we go up and we can, I don't know, make what is here like 80 pips. So it's gonna depend how much we take depending on stop loss and take profit. And that is the last thing I want to talk about. So how do we set stop loss and how do we set take profit? Stop loss is going to be something times the ATR because ATR captures volatility well. So that's something very standard that I do. And take profit, we're going to implement trailing stop. So we're going to ask AI to implement the trailing stop because if you want to make money in trading, you need to ride trends. You need to ride trends and you need to squeeze out as much money as possible out of them, okay? So if you want to learn more about the whole philosophy and the whole framework that I talk about, you can watch some of my other videos, but this is very important. So you need to squeeze out as much money as possible from the trade and from the trend. So that's basically how the strategy works. So now let's see how I made the prompt to make sure it develops this exact strategy. So here is the prompt. Let's go over the most important parts. So first of all, we're starting the prompt with you're an expert MQL5 developer. This is good to do because you put the AI in a position where it acts the certain way. So it's gonna it's gonna pull some like more knowledge and it's gonna think about how would an expert MQL5 developer do this. So it's not just gonna spit out the result, the simplest, the fastest one. It's really gonna think like an expert MQL5 developer. So it's good to start prompts like this. So it says basically write a complete, production ready, compile ready expert advisor as a single MQ5 file. Follow the spec exactly, where the spec is silent, use the conventions in the coding conventions section. Before the code, list any assumptions you had to make in 5 bullets or fewer. This is just good to make sure it did not make any assumptions that you don't know about, because trading bots are a tricky type of software. They are gonna deal with your money, so it's something to take care of. Now let's go over these main parts. The identity part is basically the name, copyright, stuff like that. Not so important. Strategy logic. So strategy logic, evaluate once per new bar. Swing high definition, swing low definition, trend filter, EMAs 50 and 200. Duplicate guard, never trade the same swing candle twice. This is good because we don't want to have multiple trades of the same type. So now orders and exits. Order type is going to be pending stop orders. So we're not going to wait for candle to close. We're just going to put a stop order. So as soon as price breaks up or down, we're going to enter the trade. Stop loss is going to be SL multiplier times the ATR. That's standard. TP is going to be risk to reward times the SL distance. Or we're going to have an optional ATR based trailing stop loss. Pending expiry, so we're going to cancel any pending orders if they're not activated by n number of bars. This is just good to not leave orders for too long because the trend may change. And basically that's it. For position and order handling rules, hard coded, like one position at a time. That's what we need. We don't need anything else there. Each one of them is gonna have the magic number, and now we come to risk management. Here we have like lot size is calculated by risk percentage. So we're gonna have an input field where we say I want to risk 2% per trade, and that's how it's gonna calculate lot sizes. Very standard stuff. Now filters and controls. This is a very interesting part, and this is something that I put in every trading bot that we have. So there is going to be a direction mode. So you can either trade buys and sells, or buys only or sells only. I almost never use the buys and sells or both. And the reason is that I do believe you need to be aligned with the fundamentals. You need to have a good picture, a good theory around why is this going up or down. If it's consolidating, I don't want to trade that. So what I mostly do is I check the fundamentals, and then if they're bullish, I put my trading bot to take buys only. And that is why we have these filters. So the direction mode, buys only, means when we have a sell signal, we don't take it. We just a nothing operation, okay? So we just skip it. When we have a buy, we enter that buy. We're gonna have per weekday on-off toggles. So Monday through Friday, you can actually trade it or not trade it. This can, be useful if you wanna optimize it more. If you see, for example, that all the trades you took on Fridays ended up being negative, maybe that pair or that asset that you're trading is really not well suited to be traded on Fridays. I don't know, but it's just something to optimize for. And other stuff is just some standard stuff regarding broker safety, inputs, tester, coding conventions, etc. So it's just some good stuff to put in order to make sure that the AI is gonna code really the best bot possible. So now let's see what the AI did while we were talking and what it coded. So as you can see, it started the answer by the assumptions it made. You can read through all of this. It's some minor stuff about some defaults and stuff like that. So at the end, you're gonna see this swing breakout EA. So if we click on this, we're gonna see the whole code. We're gonna click copy, and we're gonna go to MetaTrader 5 and click on IDE. So IDE is gonna open this meta editor where you wanna go to new expert advisor, and you're just gonna click next. Let's say it's gonna be Claude swing breakout bot. We're gonna go next, 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 and we're gonna select everything, delete it, and paste what our what our AI made. Then you wanna click compile, which basically compiles and processes the code to make sure it's written well, and you're good to go. So now we want to open it in MetaTrader and backtest it. So here in MetaTrader, here's the strategy tester. If you don't have it, you can go to view and strategy tester right here. So you can pick here in the expert tab Claude swing breakout bot, and you can copy all of the settings that I have here. So let's say we're gonna test on Euro US dollar, the H4 time frame. This strategy should be traded on higher time frames. We're gonna test the first 3 months of 2026. Okay, forward no, delays. This is just default settings. Deposit, let's say we have $10,000 deposit, optimization disabled. So this is how you should just copy these parameters, and now we can go to inputs. So in the inputs tab, you're gonna see a bunch of stuff. So we have the magic number, the max slippage, signal time frame, H4, the EMA, the moving averages stuff, the ATR stuff. So we have all the settings that we told it to have to make. It made them. So you can basically go and change some of these. What I would say is gonna be interesting to change is the stop loss multiplier for the ATR. So now it's gonna be 1.5 times the ATR value. You can change this to higher values or lower, but 1.5 is on the low end. And you can definitely try the trailing stop. I'm gonna set this to true because I want to have the trailing stop. Risk per trade, you can put 2%, for example. That's, I would say, more standard for people. And here direction mode, both directions, we are gonna pick one of these. So basically, we're ready to click start. Now, before we do this, we have something that we forgot about, and that is fundamental outlook. So now let's get to that before we actually backtest the trading bot. So now, in order to look at the fundamentals, let's go into Google Drive document this fundamentals prompt. Let's copy this whole prompt and let's open a new one, paste it, and click enter. So while it works, let me explain to you what we're doing now. So as I said, in my trading, I always back my trades by fundamentals. So I need to see fundamentals in some direction. Then I look for trades, for entries in that same direction. I use AI for that. AI can very easily help me getting, interest rates, economic events, political events, and it can give me an outlook on the next 3 months, let's say. And that outlook I use for my trading, okay? That bias. Now here what we need to do is we need to backtest the trading bot. So we need to go back in time. So this prompt is basically saying like we are backtesting a long-term FX trend following strategy. Simulate what would you give me as the output if it was January 1st, 2026. So if you have any data later, past that date, do not use it. Okay, discard it. Just use the data that you had until that date. And now we're gonna see what's output gonna be. One note also is that I only trade the US dollar crossing pairs. So something versus US dollar or US dollar versus something. The reason is simple to me. US economy is the main economy. It's the economy that leads all other economies. And if you understand the US economy well, then you are basically much ahead and you're good to go. Okay, so that's why I focus on US economy versus some other economy, and I try to analyze it very, very well. Okay, so let's see what the output was. So Euro US dollar long, Aussie US dollar long, USD JPY short, USD CHF short. So these are the pairs we're gonna try from January 1st, 2026, 3 months period with the trading bot that we have. Now, in the inputs tab, you are gonna see that I did change some things because the defaults were not right. So the things that I've changed was trend must hold for 10 bars in order to be confirmed. It was 3. I don't know, I missed that when I was making a prompt. You want to put 10 right here because you need to have 10 trades going, 10 bars that the EMA is above another one to really make sure the trend is right. Three bars is just very, very low. Maybe we can go with 15 even, okay? The stop loss, I put like 1 ATR, it can be 1.51, it's very similar, okay? Trailing stop is gonna be true, and I changed the trail distance to be 1 ATR and to activate after 1 times the initial risk. So basically I simplified it a lot. It's 1 ATR all the time. 1 ATR stop loss, 1 ATR to start trailing and trailing with 1 ATR. So it's just super simple now. 2% risk, and I think that's it. So let's start with buys only and let's go to Euro US dollar. So Euro US dollar first 3 months, let's start the back test. As you see, it works and it finished fairly quickly. And first, let's see the trades. So let's see if the trading bot was done properly. As you can see right here, here is the swing high. Let me zoom in a bit. Here's the swing high, and as you can see here, it broke it, and we entered a buy. We had a buy stop right here. So this is right. The trading bot is working as intended. Let's see another trade right here. It broke it, the buy stop triggered, and we entered the buy. So the trading bot works properly. This is great. So AI completely made it from scratch just using one prompt. Now let's see the results. So in the backtest, in these 3 months, we actually lost $360 on a $10,000 account. So this is minus 3.5%. We can actually open a calculator and put like minus $366. So this is the first pair that we are backtesting. Now, one more thing to check is the lot size calculated correctly? Let's see, average loss trade, $199. This is 200, which is 2% of $10,000. So lot sizing also works perfectly. So this is good. This means that the trading bot was really developed right. Now, some more things to check is like the stop loss, the trailing, stuff like that. I'm gonna leave that up to you because I did check this before I made the video, so it works fine. So yeah, but if you want, you can also go and check like, are these stop losses calculated correctly? You can insert like the indicators and go to oscillators, ATR, and just start, multiplying and stuff like that. So let's go to the next pair. Which one was also bullish because we want to go buys only. So it was Aussie US dollar. Let's start. By the way, in the prompt, the end of the prompt actually says at some point, I'm not sure where exactly, but it says, so make me a table like results and keep just pairs crossing with US dollar. So it is gonna filter just the US dollar pairs because this is literally what I use when I trade. So let's see the backtest. Okay, so this backtest actually made $1,023 on Aussie US dollar. Again, we can take a look at the trades. Let's see a couple of trades really quickly. Okay, so here it broke. This was a very slight profit. This was loss. This was profit, 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 etc. Okay, so this is nice. We were riding the trend very, very nicely. Okay, so this is $1,023. So plus $1,023 plus. Let's see what's gonna be next. So next is USD JPY short. So let's go to USD JPY. Let's like this, and let's change here to sells only, and let's start. Backtest, this made $309. So this is 309. And let's see USD CHF. This was also shorts, so yeah. By the way, one more thing is that someone would say like you are over like leveraged on US dollar. That is kind of true. If US dollar goes in some direction or in the wrong direction, all of these trades might fail. But again, you should have your risk properly, calculated. And another thing is that there is a big chance that you're not going to be in the trades all the time, like in all the 4 pairs, in all 4 trades at the same time. Like chances for that are very small. So I would say it's not something to be afraid of. So yeah. And the USD CHF made $877. So let's add that up. So this is 18% in 3 months. So this is very good result. Only 4 pairs trading, very long term H4 time frame. I will try this strategy on a daily time frame also. But yeah, this is basically 18%. So that means a $10,000 account times 1.18, and we need this calculator. Since it's 3 months, we have, that's a quarter, so we have 4 quarters in a year. So we are gonna put that to the fourth. So we would actually make, in the whole year, if we would maintain these results, we would make almost 100% return. So from $10,000, we would make $19,387. And this is if we keep our risk at 2%, which is very, very good. And that would be it. We successfully created a trading bot from scratch using AI and a couple of good prompts. The prompts, you have them in the description, so please download them, check them out, and use them in order to create the same bot or something even better and more interesting that you have in mind. So now the question is, can AI make mistakes? And the answer is yes, absolutely. It can make assumptions which are not true. That's why we wanted to, we said in a prompt, like say any assumptions, because we want to double check them. And even with coding, like it can code some stuff in the wrong way, and it may not work. So it's definitely something you need to double check and to make sure that it really works how it should, because it's going to be managing your money. Now, if you don't care about any of that and you just want to have the trading bots ready to be traded, ready to be deployed on your account, then there is going to be a link below to the trading bundle that we have made as professionals. Me and my team, we have developed trading bots for small hedge funds, so we really know what it looks like to take care of every detail, to double check like 10 times, and to really backtest the trading bots and make sure they work well. So it's a crazy bundle. The worth of it is crazy, and we're really selling it in a very, very cheap price just to help as many traders get hands on it and to start trading like they should and care more about the fundamentals and the logic behind their trading than about the actual execution. The execution should be automated. You should not care about it. You should be there thinking about why are you entering the buy and why are you entering the sell. So once again, if you want to check out anything, there are going to be links in the description, and that would be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.